Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Man Views, where I cover things that are fatherhood related. In today's video, we have this mother that is going berserk against the judge in the courtroom, and she's upset because she's been denied the father time sharing rights, and the father brought her to court to, hold her in contempt. But as always, I'll wait till the very end of the vid so I can share my advice and also my comments. And also, quick shout out and credit to CourtNerds for this video. Let's get to it.
Athena?
This is her mother, Michelle.
Okay.
I'm really upset with what's going on here. You know, my grandchildren are being touched.
Yeah.
They are being tested. This stop.
Ma'am, you are not a party.
Yes, I have been sick.
You are not a party. You cannot appear in this particular matter. If Miss Couch wishes to appear, she can appear, but third parties other than attorneys cannot appear on behalf of another party. So we have muted you, ma'am, because obviously you weren't going to stop talking. And this matter is before the court pursuant to the plaintiff's motion to enforce parenting time order. And the court will note Mr. Kelly.
I think this may be Athena. Judge, let me call the case.
Okay.
Calling case 2024-1372 DC, Zachary Conley versus Athena Couch. Today is Monday, January 27, 2025 at 9:15 a.m.
Okay. Court will note, as stated, Mr. Kelly, on behalf of the plaintiff, this is plaintiff's motion to enforce parenting time order. And you are Miss Couch, is that correct? You can unmute. You have to unmute your phone. Miss Couch?
There, did you unmute me? Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Kelly.
Your Honor, this is the third time we've had to file a motion with this court for my client to get parenting time with his kids. We're dealing with the same allegations.
Children.
Hold on one second.
Parenting time to my
Couch. Miss Couch,
I got heart problems. Or I would have been in the courtroom when this happened.
Mute her again.
Yes.
Miss Couch, whoever is the other person, it's your mother, tell her to be quiet. She's not a part of these proceedings. And I don't want to hear from her again. If you want to be heard, I'll listen to you. I'm not listening to her. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Kelly.
Your Honor, again, this is the third time we've had to file a motion for him to see his kids. These are the same allegations she's brought up that were investigated by the Department of Health and Human Services and denied. I believe she even contacted CPS again. They didn't even investigate this time. My client hasn't been contacted. It's been over a month since he's seen his children. He dropped them off in compliance with the court's order on December 23rd so she could have Christmas Eve. He came there on December 24th to pick the children up. She refused to turn the children over. He contacted the police. She closed the door on police, simply refusing to turn the children over. So we're requesting, as to the holiday parenting time, Your Honor, he didn't get the children back till the afternoon of Christmas Day, when he was supposed to have them Christmas Eve at 9 p.m. until through the following day. We're requesting for 2025 that he be awarded Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to make up for those holidays. He went back for his regularly scheduled parenting time in January. She refused to turn the children over. And he hasn't seen him since. When he shows up for his parenting time, she either will refuse to comply or she'll leave and just not be present at her home. We are requesting then, Your Honor, for his makeup parenting time that he get the children this Wednesday, January 29th, and that he be allowed to keep them through to February 9th, which would cover all the days he's missed for his parenting time. We would also request another $500 in attorney's fees. That would be $1,000 that would be outstanding because she's still not paid the $500 from November 1st order. We're not sure if he has a child support arrearage. I don't think he does. We'd request flexibility from the court. If it is indeed determined that he has a child support arrearage, that he be allowed to apply those fees to credit. If for whatever reason it's determined he does not have any arrearage, that attorney's fee bill be paid within 30 days of today or the date of the entry of the order in this matter. Your Honor, we're also requesting that defendant spend this upcoming weekend in jail. She just doesn't get it. She thinks your court order is a suggestion and she's simply not going to follow it. And I have a feeling we're going to be back here again, but I think the next time we'll simply file a motion to change custody. We'd also request, Your Honor, moving forward. We'd request, Your Honor, moving forward, that for each parenting time visit he misses moving forward, that she withholds the children, that she spend a corresponding day in jail. Maybe that will help her understand that your court orders are to be followed. Finally, Your Honor, Your Honor,
Couch, do not interrupt. He is speaking. Do not interrupt, ma'am.
Excuse me?
Do not interrupt the attorney. He is speaking. You'll have your opportunity to speak.
Some fucking attorney.
Mute, Miss Couch. Okay, go ahead.
Lastly, Your Honor, we're requesting for his pickup this Wednesday, that if he goes there and she does not make the children available, that we would be able to contact the court to get a bench warrant issued for her arrest. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll unmute you, Miss Couch, and you can respond. Go ahead.
So other than the fact that we're at the police station because their father, Zachary, the plaintiff, has been arresting them,
has that been investigated by DHHS?
I do have a officer's number here, with a case number. It has not been investigated yet. No.
Have you contacted Child Protective Services?
You know what? I did contact them before when he was watching children, peeing and pooping and having enemas done on them. Yeah, I did contact them. And, they didn't do shit. And they're being molested. They were touched.
Ma'am, this is a court proceeding. Do not swear. We do not want vulgar language in the court.
He's molesting children.
Ma'am, then you have a recourse.
What is wrong with you people?
You can contact CPS or you can contact the police and have an investigation. That's what your recourse is at this point. Okay?
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, what the court is going to do, mute Ms. Couch if you would. What the court is going to do at this point is the court is going to order that there would be makeup parenting time that would occur for the Christmas that was missed, or Christmas Eve, that the plaintiff would have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in 2025. That in fact he would be entitled to have the kids from January 29th, 2025 through February 9th, 2025 for makeup parenting time. The court would assess an additional $500 in attorney fees, bringing the total to $1,000, which would be paid within 30 days of entry of the within order in this matter. So that will be the order of the court. You can prepare that order, Mr. Kelly, submit it under a 7-day notice of entry.
Wait, I have a question. What is wrong? Why would you give children to somebody who's going to hurt them?
Mute Miss Couch.
Your Honor, in the event he goes to pick the children up on the 29th, we're getting from her she's probably not going to comply.
Well, I'm not going to speculate as to whether she comply. I would think probably based on her response, not, but we'll address that if it happens.
Okay.
Of course not. He's arresting my kids.
Okay, the hearing is over.
Why? Why is the hearing over? Why is the
mute Miss Couch? Why does she keep coming back in if we mute her?
She's unmuting herself.
Well,
I removed her from the hearing.
Okay. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I thought that they kept muted until we unmuted them.
I can modify our settings to.
Yeah, I do not want somebody being able to unmute themselves when we've muted them.
Okay.
Wow. Here's my take on all this. First, let's start with the mother, obviously. No, matter of fact, let's start with the mom's mom, right? The child's grandma from the very beginning. Do you guys see what I saw? Did you see what I saw? In other words, we can determine where this mother learned this type of behavior from. I mean, look at her own mom. Off the bat, came to the to the court hearing, going off, making false accusations, false allegations with no proof, with nothing, even after after CPS investigated, found nothing. Came off the bat angry and loud. Even though she's not even supposed to be in this court hearing because she's not the mother of the child. Just because you're the grandma, you don't have the rights to be in this court hearing to say anything unless you are being put on this hearing as a witness. But that was not the case. So you see where this mom learned her toxic, bitter behavior from. Also, now let's tap into the actual mom of the child. My goodness. It is very troubling to see that this person is a mom. And this is not for all moms. Like I said, there are great moms out there, and I salute y'all for being great and for cooperating with your father of your child, of y'all's child. But certain moms, like this one, scares me. Anybody that can go around, make false claims of either domestic violence, child abuse, or child molestation. I don't know if I should say that on YouTube. But anyone that goes around throwing out those claims like it's just willy-nilly free and feel no remorse for it, to me, you kind of scare me. I don't believe you should be a parent, because that means what won't you say about your father, the father of the child? As a matter of fact, what won't you tell the child? If you can go around saying all these claims with no actual proof, even after investigation from CPS, nothing was found, you saying them things just because the sad thing is, folks watching, especially fathers, one of the number one things, or the number one thing that you will hear a lot, that a mother or your mother of your child will say in the courtroom against you to hopefully persuade the judge is, number one, they'll say domestic violence. Number two, they'll say child abuse. And number three, they'll say child molestation. That's the top three things that they'll use. It's 9.9 out of 10. It's a lie, right? They just use that because they think that's all they need to say to persuade the judge from giving them full custody, and you lose custody of your child. So a lot of them do this. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of these videos, and also I've been involved in a lot of court hearings and helped out a lot of fathers with their court hearings, and that's like the number one thing that they always go for. I mean, if you Google how to make a father lose custody, that's the top three that pops up. You know, domestic violence, child abuse, and child molestation. It's always 9.9 out of 10 lies, right? But let's pass that. But this mother, just you cussing in the courtroom shows your character. Anyone that can't hold themselves still, both verbally, physically, and also emotionally as well, to me, you come off to be very unstable as a parent. How does someone become so brave that they are yelling and arguing back and forth with the judge? Matter of fact, how someone becomes so brave that they're cussing from the judge? I'm not saying, the judge is almighty or whatnot. I'm not saying that, right? Because to me, God is above everybody. But sometimes you have to know how to play the part, play your role, play chess, not checkers. At this moment in these court hearings, unfortunately, the judge will have the last say so. It is what it is. I hate that it's like that, but it is what it is. So you have to play your part. You have to come off as, even though if you did them things that you are being accused of doing, which is like denying the father time sharing, come off respectable. Number one. Number two, stop denying the father time sharing in the first place. And it's obviously like, what the claims are correct, because she's admitting to the claims. Your reasoning those accusations, they're not legit reasons for you denying time sharing. Once a court order goes in place for a time sharing plan, unless both parties agree to the changes, you have no rights to deny that father his time sharing. If the things you're saying about the father is true, then yeah, cool. Get CPS involved. Let them investigate. They'll find something. If it's involving child molestation. Now, here's another thing that the father should do. I mean, not that I don't know his finance, right? But when you start saying things such as molestation, you have to understand these are some disgusting words to put on a father that he's doing to his own child. This is defamation of character. So for any moms that are bitter that's watching this, that's about to do the same thing to the father of their child, let me tell you something. That is a crime. You know that, right? You can't be held accountable. You can lose your child. Not yours and your child, and both of your child. You can lose that child, and you can also be put behind bars in jail for that. You can be sued. Well, you have to compensate the father for that. You can't go around throwing this kind of stuff around when you know it's not the truth. It's not that big of a deal to share a child that you co-created together. It's not that big of a deal to just move on with your life. Find another dude. You don't got to be stuck on the dude that you was with. Be an adult. Lying won't get you anywhere. Let's get to the judge. I think the judge did a decent job. Here's what I'm saying, decent. It was kind of hard to deny the father and his lawyer what they are claiming. You seen firsthand how the mother's acting. You seen how the mom's mom acting. You seen how the mom herself, in a way, admitted that, yeah, she denied time sharing. And she even said towards the very end, I'm not going to comply in the future. What the judge should have done is hold her accountable right there and then. Hold her in contempt of court for constantly unmuting herself, disrupting the actual courtroom. Hold her accountable right there and then. Don't wait till next time. The reason why, and the lawyer even said, this is not the first time we've been back here to hold her in contempt for denying time sharing. This is a repeated behavior. Until the judge hold her in contempt, make her lose the child or put her behind bars, until that's done, she will always behave like this. These kind of people, they'll never learn through just words and warnings. They have to learn through actions and consequences. So the judge was just too lenient. Be firm, man. Put your foot down on these type of mothers. Until then, they will feel entitled. They'll feel like they run the courthouse, the court hearing. They'll feel like their child is only their child. They feel like your court order is not really a court order, doesn't mean nothing. It's what she say goes. Until you hold her accountable, she will never ever learn. And it'll be a repeated cycle. The dad will constantly go through all this and have to pay lawyers and come back to court. It'll never end. So, which brings me back to my next commentary, right? I like his lawyer. He did a good job. He was cool, calm, and collect. He just stick to the facts. And I like that he pointed out that he would like the judge to lock her up, put her behind bars, hold her accountable until she goes to jail, even if it's for 1 week or 3 days or a whole month. She will not stop. I like that he also said, if this keep going, we'll come back, we're going to ask for full custody. At this point, might as well. Because the money that the father is spending on attorney fees, that's the money that can go towards the child's food, clothes, shelter, education, entertainment, activities. He's wasting money away for a grown adult that can't properly behave and co-parent. So I like that he mentioned that, hey, either lock her up or give us full custody. And also like the fact that he said also too, let's be proactive and not reactive. In other words, he said from past experience, and also you can tell she's going to do that again when the father go to get the child. She's going to deny the father time sharing again. So let's find a way to kind of nip that on the butt. Now, of course, the judge, couldn't agree to it because, he had to go based on what's happening currently or what had happened in the past, not the future. But I like that he put that in his ears, though. And I like that this is being recorded. And the fact that the mom said, well, I'm not going to apply. He's not going to see the child when in the future. That was enough to be like, oh, you know what? Okay, in that case, then in contempt. And then the judge saying in contempt wouldn't be really based on future possible things happening. It would just be like based on this current motion, current case, based on what she said she won't do or will do in the future. But put that together with the past plus this current, he could have said, okay, ma'am, enough is enough. You're not going to learn your lesson. Then I'm holding you in contempt. Before you disagree, that's like someone being on trial for, let's just say, murder, right? And, because the key thing to jail, the reason why they have prison and jail in place is to make you learn your lesson, to make you sit down. Jail and prison is a adult version of timeout. So somebody said, no, I'm gonna still be committing homicide or whatever. That means, well, you're not gonna learn. So that means you are a threat to society. Well, I'll let you wander around and free if you ain't gonna learn your lesson. Then fine, let's keep you locked up for more years. It's kind of the same thing, right? Not to that crazy extent, but you are causing a child harm by constantly putting that child between your foolery activities. And lastly, I don't know why this woman, she should have gotten like an attorney, but you can tell she doesn't care about none of this. You can tell she's just really bitter, really in her feelings. It's all about her trying to get revenge on the father. There's nothing regarding the child. She don't care about the child's safety or the child's well-being. It's all of a get back type of thing because they're not together no more. This, as we all watch these kind of videos, it's the same story over and over again. It's the same stories over and over again with these type of moms. I call them BBMs, bitter baby mamas. Not all moms. There are great moms out there. I'm talking about the ones that are bitter, that causes emotional and mental scars to the child based on these type of behaviors. Now the father, quick comes on him. He did good. He just sat back and let the lawyer speak. As a father, if you hire an attorney, let him or her do their job in the court hearing. Until you are requested to speak, let them do all the job. Number one. Number two, let the mother crash out. In other words, let that mother self-destruct. Let the judge, for him or herself, see what you've been dealing with. Because 9 out of 10, these type of moms, not all moms, but these kind of bitter BBMs, they will come off very emotional. Logic will always win against emotions. Accusation will always lose against evidence, right? So evidence, hardcore evidence, exhibits will outlast and outdo and win against false accusations, false, allegations, and a bunch of lies. This is why we have court hearings in place, so these lies can be exposed. But these are my thoughts, man. I would love to hear y'all thoughts about all this. But fathers, like I said, just take notes, man. Remain calm. Even when if you ever come across false allegations, false accusations regarding domestic violence, child abuse, child molestation, anything that's bad, remain calm. Don't get mad. Don't try and clap back on the mother. Don't try to make up your own lies against her. Don't try to falsely call the CPS. None of that. Just keep cool, man. And document. Document every single thing. If CPS comes to your house, cool. let them in and check out the child, interview the child. If you know you did nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about. And I must also say this too. When you get the child back from your mom, from the mother of the child, take photos. Because these type of moms, they will intentionally, based on how young the child is, harm the child themselves and say that you did it. So when you receive the child, take a photo and a video of the child's entire body, right? If there are any marks, message the mother, right? Whether it's through a Talking Parents app or if you're texting her, whatever ways you communicate with the other parent, and say, hey, I've noticed there are some scars on our child. I've noticed there are scars on, for example, her left thigh, right? Or his left cheek. Just pinpoint exactly where the scars are at. And then just ask her, what happened? The child was under your care when these marks happened. So what happened? How did the child get hurt? And if the child can speak, ask the child what happened and record the child telling you what happened. These are very important things to do. So that way, if CPS ever come to your house and say the mother said the child was harmed, you can say, well, here's the proof, here's the video, here's the timestamp, here's me asking the mother, no, what happened? The child was under your care. These seem like tedious things to do, but I promise you it's going to save you in the long run. Something you can also do too is inside your house, have a camera inside the house. Have a camera where the child plays the most, because kids get hurt. Your kid can easily, based on the age of course, your kid can easily get hurt trying to jump on the couch, right? So have a camera where the child plays in your apartment or your house the most. So if something does happen, the child get hurt, because kids do get hurt. Because moms like this, they can't wait for the child to get hurt under your care. Even though they know the child got hurt, the child could say, well, I got hurt because I ride my bike and I fell. Daddy didn't hurt me. She will still use that and say daddy hurt the child, right? So have a camera where you could record everything regarding the child. And the last thing I'm going to give you, our last advice is that as a father, these kind of moms that love to make accusations and allegations, when you guys doing child exchange, what you could do is like order a body camera on Amazon. You might be like, okay, bro, this is crazy, B. Listen to me. These kind of BBMs, there's no lines they won't cross. There's no limits they won't go. There's nothing that they will or won't say to get their ways. You got to keep yourself safe at all times. Because in that courtroom, as a man, as a father, when you get in, these BBMs go in there, they start lying and crying and saying you touched them, you touched the child, and you have no hardcore evidence to back it up. Based on the mood of that judge, he or she might believe the mother, and next thing you know, you lose your child. Or worse, you might even go to jail for being falsely accused of something. It happens every day. So put in them extra steps to keep yourself safe. And last, if your child can speak to your child. Have that one-on-one bond with your child where your child trusts you to tell you everything that happened. I'm not saying go fishing for information from the child of what's going on in mommy's home. No, you don't got to do none of that. If your child have any kind of marks or anything happens to your child won't be comfortable to tell you anything. Like, hey, daddy, so-and-so did this to me. Or this kid bullied me in school. Or my mommy did this. Like, don't fish. Just say, hey, why is your arm red? And he or she would say, well, here's what happened. Give her that space to speak freely to you. But what's your thoughts, though, everybody? What do you think about this entire case? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? And it's okay if you don't agree, or if you do agree. What's your thoughts on the judge? Do you think he should hold in contempt? What's your thoughts on the grandma? The mother's mom. What's your thoughts? I ain't gonna lie to you, that was funny. She just as crazy as the mom. I mean, I don't mean to call them crazy, but these were some crazy behaviors. Let's put it that way. What's your thoughts on the father's attorney? Do you think he did a good job? And what's your thoughts on the father as well? Just staying calm. And yeah, what's your overall comments regarding this entire video? Leave it below. Comment below. I want to know. I want to read, and I'll read every single comment too. All right, and I'll respond to it if I can if I have time. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, like and share this video. And then more and more coming soon. But as always, man, to every parents out there that's trying to co-parent, please love the child more than you hate each other. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.